everybody, welcome back to Run and Gun. And this episode is going to be kind of deep. I'm going to call it Failure and the Art of Photography. So, as I've said before, I see photography as a journey. It's not a beginning and it's not an end. It's everything in between. It's not exactly the destination, it's the journey. So, I want to talk about failure in photography. What is failure when it comes to photography? What is failure when it comes to art? That can mean a lot of things. What is success? It's kind of all relative. So this past week, I got back into photography after a couple weeks of a break. I took a vacation, had some fun, traveled a little bit, took some photos for fun, but nothing for work. So I come back to work, and as always, as a photographer, your ego is kind of high. I admit it. I try and be humble, but sometimes when you win awards, when your photos get recognized, when you think you're doing pretty good in life, your ego's up here, and sometimes it takes a failure to kind of bring you down a little bit. So I went and I was assigned to shoot. I went and I did it, and didn't come back with the results I wanted. I didn't come back with an image that was in focus, and I was so disappointed with myself. I was let down. It was something that happened really quick. The shoot was fast, the action was fast, and luckily I got a second chance to do it. So I failed once. I went back out. Same kind of setup, same situation, a little bit of action, fast moving things, and the entire event lasted a couple seconds, and I didn't get it again. A second time. I was let down. When you fail once, it's easy to lose confidence. When you fail again, that really sucks. That really just rubs it in that you're not getting it. You're not getting back into the swing of things. You really start losing confidence in yourself. You start questioning your own ability as a photographer. You're wondering kind of, did I lose something? Can I get back into the swing of things? I was extremely lucky. I had a third time to repeat the entire shoot, and I did get the shot that I wanted. I finished. I came back with the imagery that I needed, but I was extremely let down that it took 3 times. Usually, I go out on a shoot, I get exactly what I need the first time. Sometimes I have to go back a second time due to unforeseen circumstances, something I can't control. This time I was really let down, so I want to talk a little bit more about that. What is failure? Is there failure in photography? I think that every time you go and shoot and you don't come back with what you want, that's a learning experience. You still came back with something. You learned something. You learned what to do, what not to do. That's at least how I take it. That's kind of the silver lining of what most people would call failure in photography. Is there really failure in photography? Every failure you can gain something from, you can learn something from, and take away, and that's how you get successful. Every shoot you go on isn't going to be successful. Like I said, sometimes as a photographer, your ego, it can really get up there, and sometimes it takes a failure, it takes mistakes to learn, and that's how you get better. That's how I get better. I learned some things this week. Be prepared. Get there early. Meter your environment before you get there. Know exactly what you're going to be shooting. Try and figure out what kind of action is going to be going on at your shoot before you get there, and you can be more prepared so you're not last second trying to figure out what's going on, what's going to be moving where if you have a lot of action going on in your shoot. So that's kind of what I want to touch on today, is photography is the journey. In between, you're going to have bumps, you're going to have failures. I think the only failure in photography is to give up, and to quit. If you quit, you fail. That's it, in my opinion. If you mess up and you don't get the shot, and you go back to it, that's not a failure. I think that's a success. That shows that you're getting right back on the horse after you fell off, and you're getting right back into it. So, like I said, that's my opinion. I just want some feedback. What are some of your guys' failures? Photography is easy to get that big head and that big ego, and it's all subjective. What I may see as a failure or a success, you may see the opposite way. It's all subjective. It's art. So that's kind of what I want to touch on this week. Failure and the art of photography. Again, to summarize, failure is only failure if you give up. You got to keep charging on. You got to keep shooting. You have to, every time I say at the end of the episode, get out and go shoot. If you're not going and shooting, that's a failure in my opinion. If you're giving up, if you're just sitting there waiting for motivation, motivation's never going to come to you. You have to get out and shoot and get that motivation. That's how I get my motivation, is I get off my butt and I go out and I go shoot. Motivation doesn't come to me when I'm sitting in a chair, when I'm scrolling through YouTube, Flickr, Reddit, Instagram. You gotta get out there and get motivated. Get up, get out, go shoot. That's success. The more you shoot, the more you're gonna learn, the better you're gonna get, the better your images are gonna get, and yes, you're gonna build your way up. You're gonna get better and better and better, and yes, you're gonna fail. That's the journey. That's what's so awesome about photography. It's not making it to one perfect destination. You're never gonna make it there. You're just gonna keep getting better and better. And if you think you're the best, that means you have to work harder, because you're not. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. I'm nowhere near perfect. And when I think I'm the best, that's when I need to look inside myself, really look at my images, step away from my images even. Don't look at my images. I need to walk away for a little bit, have someone else give me some critiques and see what I'm doing wrong and how I can make the most out of photography. I can keep going. I can keep moving on the journey to make the best images I can, to give my audience the best experience and try and pull the most emotion out of my imagery that I can. So that was a little bit deep. That was my week. I want to hear your guys' experiences with failure and success and how you've bounced back. Like I said, this week I bounced back, and things are going to be changing with my job a little bit, and it's all about bouncing back and finding that silver lining and keep pushing through as much as you can. And that's success in my opinion, and in my eyes, that's how I see success. So let me know what you guys think. Again, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. Thank you for tuning in this week. Give me a like, share my videos, something to talk about, something to think about. And until next time, get out and go shoot.